I'm Ishmael Sistrunk with the St. Louis American and STLamerican.com. Today with me I have Palmer Alexander, columnist for the St. Louis American Rams Roundup, and we're going to discuss the first round of the draft, specifically how it relates to the Rams. So, Palmer, to kick it off, what'd you think about the Rams' first pick?
Well, I didn't turn backflips with the pick of Brockers, but he's a great talent, and they did need help stopping the run. That's been a big issue with the Rams. The thing that was a little disturbing is that Minnesota gets 3 extra picks for moving down 1 spot. The Rams slide 8 picks and only receive 1 extra pick in the second round. I mean, from a standpoint, you would think that, hey, we got something you want, Dallas. Maybe we can get a little bit more. So I thought the Rams could have got more than just getting that extra pick in the second round.
Now, how do you feel about the Rams trading down in the first place? Of course, we all know they traded the second overall pick to Washington some time ago.
Right.
But last night, they had the number 6 pick. Mm-hmm. Everybody thought, Justin Blackmon was a guy that they were targeting.
Right.
Jacksonville moved ahead, took their guy, so they did trade back down. So,
right.
Would you have rather them stayed there and taken Morris Claiborne, or were you happy that they traded down? You just wish they would have got more?
Yeah, I wish if they had traded down, which is cool, but get more. You know what I'm saying? Get more for that pick. If that pick, you're talking about a top 10 pick. And what a lot of analysts been saying, well, from 6 on down to 32 would have made a bit of difference. Well, if that's the case, then maybe the Rams could have found a better trading partner. Maybe go as 10, with Buffalo. But when it started shaping up the way the draft was, and like you say, when Jacksonville had made the move up, and then when Buffalo took Gilmore with 10, and then the Cardinals are in front of the Rams with the 13th pick, then there's no way the Rams are going to get Michael Floyd. And so, again, I didn't think that they really maximized, the situation, because the Rams were in the catbird seat. And if they felt that strongly about Brockers, then they may as well have just sat at 6 and taken him. If he was that high on their board, as they say.
All right. Well, the word on the street is that after the top 6 guys, or even, I guess, the top 5 guys, they had Brockers. He was ahead of Claiborne on their list. They really wanted, everything I've read and heard says Blackmon was really the guy that they were targeting, and Fisher was pretty upset when Jacksonville grabbed him. But if they had Brockman as the next guy, and they traded down, picked up another second-round pick, and they got him, the indications are that Floyd wasn't even really on their radar.
Right.
So do you think that they'll be able to get an impact wide receiver? Because I think most of the fans are of the idea that, we need receiving help. That's obviously a glaring need. But are there any guys out there that we can get with one of these 3 second-round picks or even the 3rd-round pick?
Yeah, well, one guy in particular, I know Ruben Randall has been mentioned. He has speed, he has size, he's good on the outside. I'm not too big on Alshon Jeffries. A lot of people like Alshon Jeffries, but the problem is that he's just like the guys they already have. Runs a sub. He runs a sub 4 or 5, which isn't good if you're talking about playing on the outside. And the other thing is that you can't trust his hands. And so the Rams have enough guys dropping balls as it is. I like Brian Quick out of Appalachian State. He runs a 4 or 5, but he gets a lot of yardage after the catch. He has trustworthy hands. Very silky smooth route runner. He can be able to get open in space. He's not afraid to go over the middle. If you get a guy like that, then that lessens the blow. 3rd round, Ryan Broyles would be available. The Rams had targeted Pierre Garçon. He went to Washington for maybe $8 million a year. You can get a guy like Ryan Broyles who has a great rapport with Sam Bradford already. So now, 2nd and 3rd round, you got a couple of receivers that Sam will feel comfortable with, and then you just move forward from there.
Okay, Stephen Hill.
I like Stephen Hill. I think Stephen Hill is a great talent. Anytime you average 29 yards a catch, And I had to look at him. I said, wow. The thing that he does well, he can go up and get the ball at the highest peak. I think he'd be a great weapon in the red zone. You just would have to teach him technique, teach him how to run routes. Once he figures that part of the game out, he's a 1,500-yard receiver if you teach him how to run routes, because there's no way you're going to out-jump him. No way. And he has too much speed to get off the line at 4.3. It's legit.
Gotcha. Well, going back to Brockers, like other people, I was initially on that Blackman bandwagon, but I think the Rams got good value for Brockers. He's a young guy. My only concern is that he may take a year or two to develop, and the Rams need to get better now.
Right.
But he is a beast of a player. I think they got good value. So as far as rating the draft so far, I think it's inconclusive. It's all going to depend on what they do with these hoarded picks they got.
Right.
I know some people last night, just being on the message boards and online, once Floyd went off the board, they were saying trade back again. Well, you can't keep trading back. At some point, you have to take somebody.
Right.
And I think Brockers is going to be a solid pick. But hopefully we'll be able to address some of these offensive needs tonight and going forward in the draft.
Yeah.
But I think the Rams, from their draft board, and everything I've read, everything I've heard from reliable sources says that Brockers was high on that draft board. So to get him at 14, pick up some extra picks, I don't think it's as bad as everybody is, or I don't say everybody, but a lot of people were claiming last night. I mean, you were disappointed.
Yeah.
We didn't get a receiver. But I'm going to give Snead and Fisher the benefit of the doubt and see how the second and third round plays out tonight.
Right, absolutely. I was disappointed, but I'm going to still support him no matter what. And he was a need, and the Rams have needs all across the board. But then in hindsight, looking at it, they added Langford from the Dolphins. He's entering like his fifth year into the league. Robert Quinn is in the second year. Chris Long is entering his fifth year into the league. So if you're going to build with young talent and let them all build and grow together. So I think in the long run, you hope that he doesn't turn to Damian Lewis.
Right.
You hope that he doesn't turn to Jimmy Kennedy.
Right.
So, but hey, I'm glad they did get some value for it. I had to simmer down because I was on all the bandwagons. I was on Blackman and Kendall Wright and Michael Floyd and Brockers. Once he started plugging that middle, doing what he's needed to do. Fisher has a great track record with defensive tackles like Albert Hainsworth to begin with. So I'm with you too. I think it was a great value pick for them.
Exactly. Well, I'm Ishmael Sistrunk in the Clutch. You can follow me on Twitter in the Clutch STL. Palmer, where can people reach out to you?
They can find me not only in St. Louis American, but Talk Sports and Side Control Chaos on Facebook and on iWatchRadio.com.
All right, once again from the St. Louis American and STLAmerican.com, this is coverage of the Rams' first round draft choice.